All right, you're welcome. So for you, what is the fetishism by the legislature with the 6-year single term for president and governors bill? Will this do anything good for Nigeria's democracy?
For me, it has nothing to do with what we are plagued with today. Our democracy being effective today has nothing to do with whether 6 years term or maybe four-year term. It has a lot to do with leaders who know that the right thing should be done. And doing the right thing means protecting life and properties, securing, making policies that are better Nigeria. I've been an electoral observer in a country, in an African country where a president did 6 years term and was vying to be re-elected. Because oftentimes the 6 years term had to do with to give time to develop the place. That person was given time, but he did nothing. So for me, we should gravitate towards building strong institutions, making our policies very rigid, and making sure those that fall short of what we voted them for are being protected and all that, irrespective of where they are from, who they are, or what party they belong. But today you find out that our democracy seems to be, it's nothing to write home about.
But the promoter
Starting
of the
from our
bill, Elvis, the promoter of the bill, Ikenga, said it is part of a struggle to actually reform Nigeria's constitutional democracy to be all-inclusive and provide, an avenue for justice, equity, and fairness. So don't you agree with that, postulation or stance?
Yes, I do agree with it. But let's look at, for me, that would be treating optics and not the substance. Let's look at what we are plagued with today. Why don't we have good leadership today? It has nothing to do with the number of term, the number of years. It has a lot to do with leaders who manipulate their ways into office, or citizens who are yet to know that strategy is still incompetent. Mostly electing the right people to make the right policies. Today, a handful of people making policies for us, a handful of people on the driver's seat of our leadership system in a same climb have nothing to do with leadership. But they find their way there and they will end up being stagnant, everyday things getting worse. For me, at the moment, excellence have a very different meaning in Nigeria, owing to the fact that our governance system is faulty.
So then, Elvis, the part of the bill, has to do with holding elections on one day, and the lawmaker said that it will help reduce the cost of rigging and the cost of processing an electoral cycle. So if your position is that the issue with Nigeria's politics has nothing to do with the democratic setting, the policies and the fabrics that actually build a strong, vibrant, democratic society. It has to do with the actors. Then Nigerians with this bill should not still be expecting an electoral cycle that is void of rigging and probably free and fair.
Let me give. We've seen cases where some governors did. Let me go take it to the states. We've seen cases where some governors did well one term and they were voted out. What if you will find the 6 year term, he might have his own advantage and disadvantage, but we elect someone and the person knows that it's just 6 years, 6 years. I have nothing to ask from these people again. So let me just do it. Once you elect the wrong person there, which is often the case, let me just do my 6 years and I know I'm not coming back again. So I will not give them what I said during my campaign period. I will make sure they don't happen. Oftentimes you see cases where people during during campaign, they make promises they didn't keep. And when you want to seek re-election, that's where we come back to say, okay, you said you were going to do this, you didn't do it. So let's show you the way out. So will there be an opportunity to show people who don't do well the way out with such bill? In as much as I'm not against the one-time single bill.
All right, so even as we wrap up, so tell me, if we see bills or legislations that seem not to be favoring the people, so what kind of, people-centric, or should I say some kind of policies that could actually be purpose-driven, that can help build a better society for Nigeria would you see, or would you expect the legislatures to pass while they sit?
Let's with the likes of Hamzat Lawa and Samson Itodo and other young Nigerians who advocated for the Not Too Young to Run bill, which for me became an optics because they now cut down the age of people coming seeking for election and increase the monetary tax for people vying for election. So for at the moment, I think policies that advocacy we should be looking at and policies we should be looking at is independent candidacy where I don't need to be in any party. If the people like me as a person and they like what as a people.
Okay. All right, Elvis Akobi, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. At least a lot of sense you made right there.